There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation. So it is actually triangulation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation to the GP. So you can draw it on your chart, draw a line there, and then you do it for all three, and you get your intersection. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation.
Are you serious? Are you?
The double-speaking McBooger-eating, BallTARD bum sniffer wouldn't know what the sextant or celestial navigation were if they climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
Gas giant
be
solid enough? So yeah, I don't know you
dumbass cracker?
So yeah, I was being a hyper. That was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
You are so dumb. Damn.
And we're off. As usual, if you'd like to support this channel, there are PayPal and Patreon links in the info box below. Welcome to QE Live. This is a special today called Slope-a-Dope. I hope you enjoy it as much as I have. But before we get there, let's see who principals are in Discord today. We have an under the weather, beautiful Betty Van Velsen. How you doing, Betty?
Wow, I think you just said it. Under the weather. Whatever that means. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
an
I was just
expression,
thinking.
by the way.
I was just thinking that. What the hell does that mean?
I talk about the weather all the time, but under the weather? What's that mean?
It's a stupid statement.
Who came up with that?
I don't know. BallTARD.
A slope-a-dope?
A slope. No, you slope a dope.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. I'm sorry you're feeling a little under the weather.
It's not that I'm having a cold or something, some sort of stupid disease.
Yeah, you know what? I don't feel the same. It's just part of, and I don't want to generalize too much, but as you get older, it's just not right.
I know, but it's the stupid things, you know.
Yep.
I get the diseases that nobody sees.
Well, we don't want to talk about your disease. I'll have to change the name of the show. The beautiful Betty Van Velsen's diseases.
Well, some people have these physical things that you can see, and
Sure.
then you have sort of sort of empathy. You feel empathy for them.
Yep.
But there's many diseases that nobody sees, but you're still suffering from, right?
Oh, and you're like gimping for some empathy.
Well, at least that somebody notices, right?
They're going to notice now because we announced them.
Nah, I think we shut up about this. This is not
Yeah.
a good topic for today. You have what you say, I think, a new proof, right? For flat Earth.
I would say I'm gonna leave it to quote unquote the community to make the call. For me, it's deadly, but for some,
Which category?
go ahead, say again.
Which category do you think it falls into?
Oh, it's right up there. It's a quicker death than any argument out there because I could get to it really quick. I'm gonna go through it here today, but it's a really quick decapitation. It's the quickest
Is
argument.
it a semantic
No,
thing? Is it
no,
a
it's
syllogism, or is it a physical thing, or is it a sciencey thing?
it's a geometric thing.
Maths.
All right.
What? What did that? What? Yak? What? Ma'am? Ma'ams?
I
Yams?
think
What?
Adam wants to be introduced. So
Oh,
let me introduce Adam.
go ahead, Betty.
It's the wonderful Sir Adam Meakin.
Oh, that was really nice.
Yes,
Thank you,
isn't it?
Betty.
A lie, but nice.
Saying it's maths.
Geometry. Same.
You never lie.
Not
It's
all
math.
maths. Not all geometry is maths. So.
This is math to me.
Did I say that
if
backwards?
I'm American.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did I say that backwards? Not all maths is geometry.
Yeah.
There you go. Go ahead, Adam.
I'd say it's maths, though.
You can. But to be more specific, it has to do with simple geometry, and it's right under everyone's noses, and it's you can't get out of it. It may sound pedantic at first, but it's got teeth. You're gonna see here in a few minutes, it's those simple arguments, the simple elegance of exposing a lie is right in front. It's like hidden right under your nose, hidden in plain sight. How about that?
Yeah, that's... See, I'm not underwhelmed, Betty, by it, but I'm not enthused as yet. And I think the reason, I want to hear the rebuttals that I can get my teeth into it. Because it is logical, and it's so logical, it's kind of like, oh yeah, fair point. And you can move on. But so I'm looking forward to seeing, it's going to be the rebuttals you get, that I think will make this interesting.
I haven't got any.
Oh, yeah, you've not announced it yet.
Yes, I have. Oh, hold on, Betty. I know you're chomping
I just
at
want to
the...
know if you guys have seen it already. Does Adam did he have a preview on this?
No, I didn't present it. It's a very short presentation. It's
Okay,
very...
so Adam is already sort of shooting the gun already.
Nah, I just told those guys. I just told it what it was. I gave them the title. And I told them what it was, but I didn't hear a lot of enthusiasm. Like I said, it's a bit it sounds a bit pedantic, but if you have some depth, right? And you say, "Oh, yeah, but I don't think anyone's put it in a statement like just a very simple statement. We all know it's true. And it's a very strange that it's like a well duh that's sitting right there. But I don't know.
So you already told them, or you just gave him the title?
I gave them the title, but I told them briefly on what it was because I exposed it. It wasn't like an official argument. It was just something that came up in conversation on the politics server, of which I'm banned right now. Betty, I knew that would crack Betty up.
Oh, you've been there.
Has that stopped you feeling under the weather, Betty? That could be.
Yes, it did. That's what I was hoping for.
Well, this just give me some positive vibe. Too funny.
I had to look that up, by the way. Under the weather.
Yeah.
Obviously a British idiom.
Of course. Like
meaning just slightly. It's
the cow in the
nondescript, isn't it?
ass,
It means
remember?
you're just ill. But I looked at where the origin. So there's two origins.
Oh wow.
There's the older, probably more held to, is the idea that your health and well-being has something to do with the weather, and the weather has an effect of you. So you're feeling lower than the weather is. Or is the nautical description where if a sailor was poorly, he'd go below deck and he'd be under the weather.
It doesn't matter anyways. I mean,
That's a-
how
What
I mean, below
what
decks
happens
doesn't
when
mean
you're?
good weather.
Hold on, Betty. What happens when you're feeling really great? Is that above the weather?
Yeah, because you're on top of cloud 9.
Yes, or in space.
All right. I'm sorry, Betty. Go ahead. I rumpused you. What were you going to say to Adam?
Yeah, you make me forget.
I'm sorry.
What's the train of thought?
You'll remember it. Of course, we got off topic because Adam just shooted away because he was late with Under the
yeah,
Weather.
I remember.
Well, I wasn't late. I just didn't want to interrupt and get told off.
You will still get told off, Adam. You know that, right?
Yeah, well, that's a given.
He's getting told off now.
I know, indirectly though. Polite way.
So-
Mild chastisement there.
All right. Well, like I said, we got I was in the politics server, and of which I'm banned right now, Betty.
Yeah.
It's
What
a
are
two.
you gonna do to get back in?
It's a 2-day ban. I can't do anything. It's time limit ban.
Ah. Oh, that's not that bad.
Yeah, I heard you were cracking the whip in there.
Yeah, well, I didn't say for me. I didn't say it. I need to hear the recording because I don't remember saying it. Now it does come out sort of spontaneously, but I've been going through shock therapy, not to say it there. And
Like what?
It's that you dumbass cracker.
Oh. Well, you sound like a parrot.
Yeah, I'm not a parrot, Betty. Now,
Are you sure?
Now they just outright muted me, then banned me, and it's for no reason. I'm asking, I say, what's the darn reason? Now, I was tearing up some BallTARD ass in there for about 2 hours, maybe an hour 45 minutes. I was just slinging it, right? And all of a sudden, I look down, I'm banned, or I'm muted. I'm there. What the? I didn't say anything. I don't remember saying, the you dumbass saltine cracker.
Maybe somebody made a soundbite of you and sort of did something.
Ooh, yeah.
Because they do that.
Now I can't say that I didn't say it because I'm prone to saying it, especially in that environment, because there are some dumbass crackers in there.
You would have known if you said it. Betty's right. They're conspiring to have you permanently banned.
Yeah, I figured as much. That's the feeling. That was my first gut feeling of it. So,
So we're gonna have to teach Kiwi to create soccer accounts then.
No, just stop him being racist. That's what you've got to teach him.
Stop being racist.
Well,
or
if it means anything, QE, if I ever set up a server, which I won't ever do, you won't get banned from the server I won't set up.
Well, thank you.
Well, I banned QE a couple of times already.
Yeah, she did.
Or I put him in the woodshed.
So she made a server for me, and then she banned me from it.
Yeah, because you didn't behave in your own freaking server.
Exactly, Betty. He needed to be put in a woodshed.
That'll be enough out of you, Neil.
That wouldn't happen on my server. That I won't ever make.
Brian, don't
ban
be
him
so
for shits and giggles.
premature. Wait a minute. Don't be so premature, Brian, because you don't know QE's behavior.
I do, and I wouldn't ban him off my server. That I won't.
You do. You don't.
When I don't make that server, he won't get banned.
Like, honestly,
And the
Brian.
server you're not going to make, right?
Yes.
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, just like the way when Brian doesn't make it, he's not going to ban you. Honest.
You said if you made one, you'd ban me.
Yeah, for shits and giggles.
So wait a minute.
You wouldn't have to be racist. Even you wouldn't even have to raise your voice. I'd just ban you anyway.
Why is it that dumbass cracker thing is so offensive to them?
This is the question I asked Betty. As a Brit, I've never heard it. Like if we use that term, like you cracker. If you said that, you'd mean you're a bit crackers. You crackers, yeah, bit mental, yeah. That's what it'd mean to me. So I was
Slavery
asking,
days.
oh yeah, thanks Neil. That was our question, and Neil and D Rose explained it to us. That it's to apparently it's the, I suppose, I don't think race is necessarily part of it, but it's probably assumed white. But it'd be the guy that's cracking the whip over slaves.
Exactly, the whip cracker.
Yeah. I'm not sure how that's really racist. It's a bit strange, really. I don't see how it's racist. It's a historical referral to somebody who's a bit of a dick. Like I said, I don't see necessarily that, and you may be able to contradict me, how a cracker would necessarily be white, Neil?
It wouldn't. Why don't you enlighten us? Because not many people know what you explained to us.
We got, well, just stay on target. Just in terms of whether it's racist, whether somebody's being offended by it is a different matter. But from what
Well, they assumed that all the white people were slave owners, cracking whips on all the black people. Right?
Okay, so that would be the bit I would come to. If there's going to be a level of racism in there, the racism would be the assumption that the person's white, that all crackers were white. It wasn't that they were just bad people; they were white. Whereas that's not how the insult's being thrown by QE. It's the person that's receiving it, to me, that's making it racist. Unless somebody can point out why it would be racist, to refer to somebody's title, which is multiracial, a bad person, why are you referring to them would be racist? And you're referring to the role they played, not their skin colour. Unless, of course, you're the racist and you think because you've used the term white, cracker, it must mean they're white because of your understanding of history.
So from the
There you go.
So from the Washington Post, Gentel told defense attorney Dawn West that no, she doesn't consider cracker a racist term. Huh.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's how I just read from the Washington Post. I have to read the whole article, but that's what it says.
So cracker means not the cracker that you eat, but the cracker of the whip?
Yeah.
Huh. Unbelievable.
Yeah. But listen,
Isn't that funny that people make these stupid associations nowadays?
So Wiki has it, cracker, sometimes cracker, or white cracker, is a racial epithet directed towards white people.
Huh.
Yeah, but I'm white.
Yeah, so? That's racist, John.
It's even more powerful when they say you redneck cracker.
How about you black cracker then? Is that better then?
There is no.
There was some of them too.
Because that doesn't mean that it doesn't it doesn't exist, right?
No,
that's what I'm saying. So, if specifically you white cracker, well, then we're getting racist, aren't we? But if we're just being as a cracker, then there's no race in there. If that role was played by multiple ethnicities,
that's not the problem. The problem is, why are people so hurty about all this?
Hurty feelings, Brian.
Yeah, it's hurty feelings.
What crime?
All my feelings, I'm so insulted.
It's because of America, Brian. You know that. It's the American agenda and the American nonsense.
I don't
pushed by the Democratic Party.
I don't understand the N-word for a white person to call a black person the N-word. Totally understand that. Other than that, do you know what I mean? You don't have a leg to stand on. You know what I mean?
Depends what you mean there. Would I use the N-word? No. If somebody said to me, I've got no right to use it, I think I would then just instantly use it because I've got every right to use it. It's a word.
Doesn't it mean ignorant person?
What? Cracker?
No.
No.
Nigger.
Oh, great, Neil.
N-word.
That's where you don't need to use it. Yeah.
What I'm trying to say, because I do when I'm
in 1, 2,
when I'm
3.
facing when I'm facing an ignorant person, that's what I say. I do.
That Betty, can you believe it?
I'm sorry.
Just demonetized.
Somebody cut me off the other day. So what do I call him?
Demonetized in less than a plank time.
Neil, you're gonna get a sort of an invoice from the QE every week.
What the hell, Neil?
I'd like to remind all viewers of Neil's very dubious but definite African heritage.
Yeah, I'll tell you what. I'll tell you, yeah, Neil, it's unbelievable.
What I say?
Oh, don't worry about it, Neil.
It's what you didn't say. You should have said the N word. Everyone knows what I meant when I said that.
Yeah, because I don't look at that word like you do.
But,
Northern Irish.
It's more than what we look at it, Neil. It's like the overlords of YouTube and the general public. Not what you consider it as.
Oh, YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah, and I don't, listen, I consider that racist. I don't like the term. I never did. But back to the original subject, cracker. I don't think that's a racial slur. It's not a racial, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's just some trumped up bullshit that they're trying to get me kicked out of the server with. That's all.
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's quite, it's really pathetically feeble.
But you're not really out of the server, are you? I mean, you're just...
No, but if I say it again, the penalty keeps on getting worse.
Wow.
How about bushwhacker?
Bushwhacker.
Australian. Yeah? And as it slips, you start saying bushwhacker. Yeah?
Why is all that allowed?
That's anybody.
It's double standard. I'm tired of it.
It's not about that, is it? It's just like we just held you up for not necessarily saying you don't need to say that word. Unfortunately, because of the woke world we live in, yeah, dirty feelings be used as a methodology of control for people, can't they? Yeah, and that's what's happening here. There's no real hurty feelings. It allows somebody to feel powerful, doesn't it, by invoking consideration for the possibility of other people's hurty feelings. And it allows a flexing over QE, and that's what's happening. Not like, what was his name? PMARS coming in, the Flat Earth debate.
Oh, yeah.
Using racist language in the sense, is it? Colloquial term that's not racist, but it's just being held as a weapon against QE for whatever reason. You know.
We know the reason.
Otherwise, because if it was really racist, you'd be banned, wouldn't you? You'd be banned. If you know what I mean? That's what would happen if it was real racism, wasn't it? No one would want to talk to you.
Yeah, like Neil just used that kind of racism.
No, like PMARS, that kind of ignorant.
Yeah, I'm only messing.
Racism. Yeah, you want. Neil's talking about how it's used in America, which is very different to other places as well.
Yeah,
so everybody can use that.
Neil,
word
Neil, so don't say that anymore. Okay, got it.
And if I may add something,
good.
Yeah.
They may just be protecting their server, right? So that's something else to consider, right?
That's what I said. Hurty feelings.
Nah, I don't think so because the crackers. I'm telling you, it's not a racist slur. So.
Well, why not just change it out for whipper and see what happens?
Dumbass whipper.
You wanker.
Yeah, go all the way, yeah. Let's see what happens.
Go to somewhere that's more obscene, but is more acceptable. Sadly, fine.
No,
What?
no. I'm not changing. That is I have certain phrases, and I'm not changing it. It's not racial. It has nothing to do with race whatsoever. So it's not going anywhere. So they'll ban me because I'm going to say it again. So I don't
Unless
really care.
you get hurty feelings and you do it in a hurty feeling way. So we address the server, pointing out that you've suffered significant emotional harm at the ban and the insinuation that somehow you've been racist. You find that people's prejudice with regards to your vocabulary has upset you to the point that you need the server to address this and to people to stop attacking you on racial prejudice grounds because of their lack of understanding.
That didn't make any damn sense.
Of course it doesn't. It's wokery. It's woke bullshittery. It has to be addressed because you're now the victim, QE. You're the victim now, bro.
It's just censoring people. You know, we all are living in a world where people are having feelings, right? And you can't hurt their feelings. And now every word that you say that can hurt people's feelings will get you banned, censored, cancelled, demonetized, whatever.
This is more insidious, Betty, because it appears that
the world is insidious.
It's more insidious. I'm going to tell you why. Because it appears that they had heard my speech before. It was like pre-crime, because the first time it came out, it was an immediate moot.
Yeah.
So somebody was it was pre-crime. That's what I was calling some of the mods. They were pre-crime.
Yeah, but there's now pre-crime in all the world, right? You can't say anything. Look at how we sort of reacted to the N-word, right? And these people themselves, right? They say it themselves. I mean, they call themselves that same word, and they can say it, and you can't. What's up with that? So you can call yourself a dumbass cracker, but you can't call somebody else one.
No, don't worry about the dumbass. I'm still a cracker, right?
Why don't you just pluralize it?
Crackers?
And as soon as you pluralize it, it becomes an English phrase, as I described earlier. You crackers.
Crackers.
Yeah? As soon as you start to say you dumbass crackers, you just got ers at the end as soon as you realize, and then you're fine.
What if I'm talking to a singular? It's not going to work. If I'm conversing with a singular person, even if I'm getting rumpus like I usually do, it still ain't going to make any sense because they would both have to be at the same time dumbass crackers.
No, because you're pluralizing it and turning it into a phrase. You're crackers. You're dumbass crackers. So you've just added a nuance to the fact that you're crackers. You're not just crackers, you're dumbass crackers.
Oh, brother.
Right? As opposed to a dumbass cracker, which is referring to the racist term. Whereas if you go dumbass crackers, and it's not racist because you're using the British vernacular and meaning.
Somebody says go with crackhead.
Yeah, that'll work.
I need this super large number of your account to put appeal against this ban.
You can't. Don't worry about it, man. It's going to end badly because it just comes out because they're really dumb over on that server. I mean, there's the ballers. This is 2015 arguments. If it was more
I'm listening.
If it was more refined, I probably wouldn't have say it. Right? It just comes out naturally. I didn't even realize I said it.
Well, remember what I told you the other day? If you rise the temperature in the waters, my friend, different various types of shark will be in. Yeah, you literally wiped the floor with them yesterday. Yeah.
Oh, it was bad, dude. Were you in there?
A little bit because I had a lot of work, man. But I was listening for maybe 3 or 4 in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. It was just a flurry of blows, just one right after the other.
What about?
But I didn't catch the reason why they banned you. What did you you know?
Yeah, they told me it was because I said cracker again, but I don't remember saying it.
I know why they banned you. because you're going to drive the ballers away. That's why they banned you.
Yeah, that's it,
That
Brian.
makes
That's
sense
it.
now. That makes sense.
Yeah, well, whatever.
What was it about?
What was what? Oh, the subjects?
Yeah.
Gravity, obviously. Refraction. You know.
Horizon refraction, yeah.
Yeah. And then, Betty, after I got done dismantling, you know the way I do, because I take each one of their phrases and then I define them rigorously, and they don't know what they mean. And after that whole thing, I look down, I'm on mute. After this female said refraction, and I went ahead, dismantled it, and as soon as I got muted, what did she bring up as a cornerstone of our argument? Refraction. And guess what? The flat earthers in there, they just let her go.
Yep.
Can you believe it?
No, they don't want to get muted, so people censor this.
That's not because no, they don't want
I
to.
Totally believe that.
I was
believe
busy.
it more than I ever believed anything ever in my whole life. I believe that the most of all things I ever believed.
Which flat earthers were in there that could defend that argument then?
Any of them?
Nah,
Well, I
there
want
were
to know
some.
names.
There was some sharp ones in there. Flatsy
who?
was in there.
Ooh, Flatsy, you have flown the coop.
You have flown the coop.
I was in there, yes.
Why didn't you defend refraction?
I was in the chat. I was chat skanking.
Ah. Yikes. So she wasn't in there, QE. She didn't listen to the conversation.
She was chat skanking. Nah, she said some words after that on VC.
Yeah, because I don't let them get away with the refraction statements. I can't stand it.
Yeah, you did yesterday.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, but you're not that. I wasn't taking this out on you because a woman's voice, like Betty said, is usually overwhelmed by all the guys in there trying to get their egos out there. So I'm not calling you out for that. I understand that. I'm talking about seasoned flat earthers who just let her go on. The person that I was talking to, the female I was talking to, after I did all that, and she said, well, it's just atmospheric refraction. Well, didn't I just get done debunking that for the past 15 minutes? Nope, she just respawned.
I thoroughly.
What?
Sorry. I thoroughly went through the fact that atmospheric refraction is not a thing, that it's air turbulence.
Atmospheric refraction.
Yeah, I did the whole thing. Yeah, I did the whole thing, Brian. Shut up, Adam. I did the whole thing, Brian. As soon as she said atmospheric refraction, you know what I did. I tore apart atmospheric first, 1, 2, 3, ABC, and then I tore apart refraction. I usually ask them, can you define it? And that's when they, spiral, gamma spiral. And then I said, just shut the fuck up. And then I posted what refraction was in chat, and I went through all the citations. Now, I was interrupted like 25 times during those 3 citations. So every time I get interrupted, I would just go back and start from the beginning.
Without saying any nasty words.
I was just reading the citations, Betty.
Yeah. But I mean, shut the fuck up. It doesn't mean that it's nice, right?
No swearing.
Exactly. Didn't they mute you for that?
Nah, they probably should because I say that a lot.
I know.
They didn't mind that over there. And Anton, that seemed fine the other day. This is what's strange. It does seem a bit odd. Flatsy, right? If somebody says to you, dumbass cracker, right?
I think of a parrot.
What are your thoughts on that? Is there a racial connotation to it?
I don't care.
I didn't say whether you cared. I said, is there a racial connotation to it?
I wouldn't have known it.
I don't feel so. No, I don't care.
He's not asking yet.
I know you don't like that answer, but it's just people call me things all the time, and It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah.
No.
Go ahead, Adam.
I'm not asking that. I'm asking from a point of ignorance as an Englishman. That, as I've said, that phrase has no connotation to me. I'm asking if you hear that in the States, does it mean you're a bad white person? Which is
No.
what QE's being held to.
Yeah, no, it doesn't. I don't care.
Oh, I'm gonna just...
Did she say I don't care again?
He did.
All right.
Tell her off.
You know, I don't understand why someone would, if it was called like dumbass cracker in the sense of that, like I'm thinking he's a parrot, right? You claim that I'm a parrot, maybe. You know, I would think it as a different connotation. I never thought it was a racial slur. Now I will, because now I know, right? Now I will ever be reminded of this. Why is that? So the next time that someone says it, now I'm thinking, okay, it's a racial slur. I need to be offended. Like trained reactions, trained responses. Why don't people stop with the muting and the cancellation, and also the cancellation of words and phrases? What's up with the feelings that people have and be offended all the time? I mean, if anybody should be offended, it's women, because all our private parts are being called whatever names, and also we, right, as women, are being called anything in the world.
Yeah, let's stop being dicks about this, guys.
I mean, go and watch a comedian, and as a woman, you will be scoffed at or ridiculed or whatever, because women and wives are bad, or in essential. What did you say? Okay, that the woman was like, what was it again? It was two words, and not accountable or whatever, lose accountability and something else. What was it?
There you go.
Louis, are you there?
I went to get a couple strawberries. I got Mike Pecker.
Oh my goodness gracious! What is the word for the woman that is without accountability and what?
Lacks female. They lack reason and accountability.
See, there you go. So this is something that we need to hear from men all over the world all the time.
Yeah, women do lack certainly accountability
what the
in many
fuck?
things.
I agree. They should.
I agree. I'm
there's a
gonna
lot of
mute
the
you
new-
guys right now.
Yeah,
There's a lot of the new trad wives movement that recognise that.
It's so weird because you guys deal with two women that aren't like that at all. Or
Right. Listen.
We're not talking about individuals though.
Listen,
We're
shut
talking
up,
about
Adam.
Society.
Damn. Trying to explain
You
myself.
done with your strawberries?
Yeah, I nicked that saying off Jack Nicholson in that movie. What was the name of that movie where he was a writer?
You don't know that, but you don't do. I think it's as good as it gets.
As good as it gets, right?
Yeah.
When
Good movie, by the way.
when that he was in the publisher's building and up in the publisher's office, and he came out, and the secretary, remember the secretary? She goes, "How do you write women so well?" And he said, "I just think of a man and I take away reason and accountability." And I just thought that was unbelievably funny, where I choked, pissed myself, and fell on the floor. So I'm not saying that it's a stereotype, right? I just said it because most people who watch that movie are going to get it, right? Follow?
Yeah, I follow. But that means that that sort of stuff is going to be ventilated out in the world with comedians, with movies, with everything else. We got certain words in Dutch, which is like a normal thing for a normal word, and people have different connotations for it now. You can't say that you have a puss instead of a cat, right? Or something like that. And it's all bad, I think. Nobody considers us as women.
Well, that would be James Bond's fault.
I blame the Jews.
Listen, have you ever listened to comedians bashing women? It's happening
You
all
ever
the time.
listen
They
to
don't
comedians
have
bashing
any.
men?
they have not any scrutiny. They only of themselves. They only are about women and their wives, and it's all bad. It's all ugh, and basically we are good for one thing.
What's that?
Two
No,
things,
men
Betty.
always.
Don't forget
It's
washing
a
up.
family show.
Never
Kiwi.
forget washing up. Don't undervalue yourself.
I'm not undervaluing myself. I'm just stating that this is happening from ever since we are here as women. I think.
I think that's a very feminine viewpoint.
No, it does, yes, because I think that there's something to be said about that.
I think there's just as much derogatory comedy about men.
Yeah, but you don't care, you guys.
Neither does Flatsy.
I love women, so I just
Well,
relax.
For one thing.
For what? Did you say for one thing?
It's a family show, job.
That's not true. It's just it may be 2 or 3.
There you go. Because they are lifting your ego, maybe that might be one. They're lifting your ego, do your chores and your cleaning, and then the other thing. Huh?
I got my own chores to do. Thank you very much.
Yeah, do, but not that. That's what's most important. Like getting your food, your groceries, your laundry done.
Yeah, just be careful, Betty. There's a lot of stereotype fallacies getting ready to
Yeah,
be
I
issued.
know, but do you do your own laundry, John? Do you do your own grocery, right? Groceries.
That's woman's work.
You know the.
Why would he do that, right? When he's got a wife? What on what planet, right?
What
would
planet?
you do that?
Are we having planets again, Adam?
Yeah, well, John, how many things does your wife fix?
Not much.
Who brings in the bacon? Who's does you know? When we do these things, I hate it when women go, "Oh, my role, ooh, shitter than yours." Honest. Unfortunately, these are the roles we have, right? And a successful marriage is us both doing them, knowing that we're better at the jobs we're doing, yeah, which makes better for everybody, better outcomes for everybody. And I'm not doing a job I'm shit. I could do the ironing, of course I could. Really shit, everyone would look a tramp, right? And my wife, she could come and do the jobs I do, yeah? She could come and do no, she couldn't do my job, can she? Yeah? Or she could do the jobs in the home. She's tried them, she doesn't like them, yeah? They're man's jobs. We share the tasks.
About men's and women's jobs.
We share the tasks as a man and a woman, or that the family require in the home, yeah? And in doing so, we both do the things we're good at. Like, I do the wallpapering, she does the cutting in. I can't do the painting on the edges. I hate it, yeah? But she can't do the wallpapering. Between us, we do all those jobs. Now, realistically, there's a lot more things that, as a generalization, women are better at than men, and vice versa. They tend to fall in a family like that, yeah? Those roles. Doesn't mean they are definitively
didn't
that,
talk
but
about
that's
that,
kind of
Adam.
how it happens, yeah? I
Adam,
could cook for the
that was
family.
not my point. That was
What
not
was
my
it then?
point. That was not my point. John said there was 3 things that he liked about women. That's what I stated.
All right, Dustin.
I didn't say that the roles that his wife is doing is bad. That's your outcome of it, but it's not what I stated. Right?
What is it that's wrong with it?
I like female roles, and I like to do laundry, cleaning, whatever. I do like the occasional man's job, like screwing in a light bulb, for example, right? Or something else. And I did do some hard work, like laying tiles on the floor, right? And I did that, but yes, I know it's hard work, and I appreciate men for doing the hard work. That's not the point. The point is that sometimes we women that do these repetitive jobs that is every day, every week, every day, is not sometimes appreciate it as much. I mean, you guys get one job, you do that job, and it's done, and you get credits for it. But the laundry and all the other things is repetitive. It happens every freaking day, every freaking week. Never get the compliments of it. It never gets
Yeah, but
done.
It's
yeah,
about
but it's like one of those.
gratitude.
It's
About
like one of
Right.
those.
Sorry, Brian.
It's like sound. Nobody notices the sound, as Nathan says, unless it's bad. So when you don't do those jobs, that's when people notice that you didn't
Yeah,
do
maybe
them. If
stop
you're
doing
living
it.
in a household where you're doing them all the time.
Yeah, stop doing it.
So it's kind of a thankless job in some ways.
Yeah. So I'm just advocating for being nicer to women and don't call them names that they don't need to be called.
Like Sharon.
Karen. I don't know. I think if you're talking about comedy, everything is open as it should be in comedy.
Yeah.
Talking
Yeah,
about
I don't think
Why is it always
relationships.
women then?
Let me finish. If you're talking about relationships, then my wife knows I appreciate every single thing she does for me and the boys. Just like I know she appreciates the things I do for her. We don't need to remind. Well done. I don't need to go to well done on that ironing. Fantastic bit. Yeah. Just like she doesn't say to me, "Well done, you looked after those." Well done. Well done. Here's the wages. Yeah. We're a team, and there's roles that are obvious, and those roles don't need commendation every time they're fulfilled.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't. I'm
Yes,
saying.
they do. Your wife will say, for example, when you do some hard job, she will say, "Thank you, Adam. Love that you did it." Right? And every week that the repetitive jobs are getting done, you will never say anything to her because you think that that's something that's normal.
She ever says to me when I get in from work, yeah, well done.
Well, that's what she does all the other things for, right? So it's a
And I go
mutual
to
thing.
work for her to do all the other things for me.
Yeah, and
You don't
nowadays women
need.
have to work just as hard outside the house as inside the house. So they got two
I
jobs.
didn't say. I said it was a team effort. So just as I don't
The
say
team
well
effort.
done, what a lovely iron shirt,
Yeah.
she
You
doesn't
got
say to
more
me
time
well
off than
done.
she does.
This show, this has turned to a heavy feminist type of
yeah.
theme.
The thing is, I am not in a sense a feminist that I don't appreciate men, right?
You
When I
don't sound
walk
like a
past,
feminist.
wait a minute, when I walk past men that are doing road stuff, right, like heavy carrying stuff, like the gardens and that, I really appreciate that. I appreciate that they are doing these great massive jobs, like working in like certain factories or these how do you say these drill islands where they drill for oil and stuff. That's really hard and tough work.
Yeah.
I do like that they do that, right? I really appreciate that. But don't forget that we at home with kids, juggling with kids, and not that I'm juggling with kids, luckily, but I've seen that happening, and they get called off of their work, the women, because that's less important than men's work nowadays. But they do have two jobs also at home, and they have to be the lovely, sexy wife, right?
I don't think there's that amount of lack of appreciation. Some men do. There is going to be some men who have basically no appreciation, but not like that. I mean, I haven't experienced that level on a continuous basis of seeing that happening in the world where there's men have that little appreciation for women. I think this is something that ye maybe think is happening, whereas the men are appreciating you more than maybe you realise. But we're not going to go every time like flowers, and chocolates and roses every time. You know what I
That
mean?
doesn't need chocolates and roses. It needs words, Brian. And
Well,
doesn't need words from comedians that they are like either like saints or witches. Or the
So-
other word with
so-
with a W.
So your arguments against comedians.
We have comedians here in Holland that they can't be funny without scolding women.
Comedy's about scolding somebody.
Yeah, but not themselves.
Well, there's a lot of self-deprecating comedy.
No.
That a lot of
No, 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 no,
comedians
no,
are like
no.
that. Well, I don't know. I don't see an attack on women from comedians.
Oh,
I think
yes.
if anything, the people that tend to be attacked more are white men in comedy.
The right
It is
size
a-
crackers?
We've gone from crackers to the poor plight of women.
Yes. How did we do that, John?
I have no idea.
You white ass cracker?
Yeah, I was gonna say you dumbass crackers.
I wanted to say it in a positive way.
All right, so I guess we have to do the presentation at some point.
Yes, I suppose you would.
So let's.
We've not even been going an hour yet.
We're not even going. What?
We've not even been going an hour yet. We don't need the presentation yet. What other parts of the world can we fix before we do that?
Just so Betty knows, me and Adam and Arwen were all speaking about how good Betty is just before we came on the show. So you were getting appreciation and praise without you even being there.
Oh, sweet. Well, next time do it.
And fear. Don't forget the fear.
Hold on. Hold on, Adam. You rumpused her. She was not even finished with her statement.
I didn't add to the platitudes because that was genuine. We were all just chatting, then giving Betty the bigs up.
Well, she had a response. Can we listen to it?
No.
No. All right.
No. Hey guys, I'm just not saying anything to you guys in person, right? It's not. I don't know how you are with your wives, right? And I hope that you are appreciative of them, and I'm sure you do, right? But there's a lot of women that aren't being appreciated, and I'm sort of standing up to them. That's the only thing that I want to do.
agree.
And I want to have comedians be funny without trashing women. That's the only thing that I want. That's it.
All right. Damn, cat's bugging me. All right, we finished with that, or ready to roll in? Do you want to do a
Yeah,
proper?
let's do the horizontal.
I think Neil's left the show. Neil, what's up?
Just goes out the N word.
He said the word.
Did say it.
He's flying the coop because he might be demonetized.
He said the word. We should all left him. Jeez.
Playing the victim, you say. This is what I said. You've got to go into the server, be the victim. You've been victimized. Because people have assumed because you're white, your use of that word is racial. I think it's terrible prejudice.
That's nonsense, man. Let's get off of this.
That's the game you're playing. That's the bullshit that's being played in the server against you, mate. Whether you like it or not.
Yeah. That's all right. I'll get over it.
Really?
Yeah.
You just go to the other dumbass cracker server.
Nah, I'll take a break off Discord, man. Clean the bathroom. Get some substantive stuff done.
Say that again?
Some substantive stuff done.
Too funny.
All right, so
Spend
we
some
ready?
time telling your wife you appreciate her.
Oh God! So we ready for because
Still
people
appreciate you cleaning the bathroom. That's for sure.
All right.
You can go.
Yeah, I can go on. You got a transition, a good transition to it?
Yeah.
My wife, I've got like cleaning the bathroom, right? My wife suggested to me, she brought this, you know, window cleaners when they're cleaning the way, and they have that squidgy thing, the rubber thing that
Called a squeegee.
Yeah, it takes all the water off. She said, "Oh, can you do this every time you've had a shower? When you've finished having your shower, take the window cleaners thing and go over the glass in the shower."
That ain't happening.
No.
That's exactly what I said. So then watching me, not the fucking bathroom. But apparently it stops the limescale build-up.
Yes, it does.
I said, well, what do? We spray it and get rid of the limescale. I said, well, let's carry on doing that instead of me cleaning the bathroom every time I've had a bloody shower.
You could have golden faucets and stuff. Because that doesn't accumulate calcium.
It's a shower
half
screen.
Half the fun is leaving it build up so you can clean it off.
Who does?
Just saying for anyone. I mean, if it's always clean, there's nothing to clean. So when it builds up and you clean it, it looks really nice. You won't appreciate it if you're cleaning it all the time.
Now, one of the ladies at work, I told her that story, and she went, "Oh yeah, I make my husband do that."
So we are away from the arguments again.
He says,
I think
I
she
make
meant her wife.
my husband do that.
She meant to say her wife.
Kiwi,
brother.
Kiwi, Neil says in the chat, Kiwi said he ain't changing what he says, but I have to change what I say. What do you say to that?
Oh, Neil. He asked you not to repeat the word because of YouTube woke sensibilities. Whilst it was referenced and not used in a bad way, it could still have negative effects on the channel. And even the server. You never know how woke people react. That's all it was, dude.
Now. They use AI, right, to get this, and AI doesn't have context. Or doesn't understand context. So they will sort of ban you because of misuse of a word, which is pretty much stupid, of course.
Well, we're going to see what happens, but we're on with the presentation. It's a very short presentation, so just be patient. Very quick. Yeah, it's very short. It's not going to be one of those long ones. I don't want to build it up. I just want to put it out there, and there we go. So I think we should.
Have you done slides?
I don't got slides. I got on, the usual routine.
He's here on the server live. You can
yeah,
follow that.
It's live. Yeah. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. No. It's time to slope a dope. This is what you do. You just slope these dopes. That's how you work this. So see if you can follow my train of logic here. Number one, according to the slope-intercept formula, y equal mx plus b. Now, everyone should, even though you may not be familiar with it right now, you've heard this phrase before if you're in America. Now, I don't know what they do in England, but you've heard this. If not in grade school, like 5th, 6th grade, you've heard this and done some work with this in junior high school. So everyone's familiar with this, right?
Can I just say
You're
that?
You're interrupting already?
Yes, on purpose. Because no, I hadn't. I had to look up slope-intercept formula. So
I said in America.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. So just for the UK audience, it's y equals mx plus c. And it's known as the equation of a line.
I've seen it a number of different ways. Y equal mx plus h, y equal mx plus k. But everyone gets the gist, okay? So
yeah, the point I was making was in the UK, it's called the equation of a line. That's what it's called in primary school, junior school, when you learn that equation of a line.
So there is no slope-intercept in English.
It's not. That's not how it's referred to. You learn what the slope is in terms of what you'll go into and the likes, but in terms of what it's referenced in the UK, it's called equation of a line.
Okay, fair enough. But like I said, I was speaking to Americans when I said America. So everyone gets this according to the slope-intercept formula. I know I'm repeating myself. Y equals mx plus b. But the slope of a horizontal line is always the baller's IQ. 0. Everyone's heard this before. Now, I'm going to go over this here. I'm going to provide some citation for this. I shouldn't have to, but just to make sure all my I's are dotted and T's are crossed. So from Varsity Tutors, horizontal lines have slope 0 since the rise is 0. From lwtech.edu, a horizontal line parallel to the x-axis has 0 slope. From biology at Arizona State, a horizontal line has zero slope since it does not rise vertically. That is, y1 minus y2 equals 0. BallTARD's IQ. From study.com, the slope of a horizontal line is always 0. Since 0 slope indicates that a line does not rise vertically. Everyone getting this now, right? You all heard this before. But we're going to do them all anyway, just for GP, general purpose. From QMath, the slope of a horizontal is 0. From .co, formerly physicsabout.com, the slope of a horizontal line is always 0. Y'all getting it? From their alma mater. If a line is horizontal, the slope is 0. And we'll finish it on up. I could go quite long here, probably a couple hundred times, but y'all get the picture. From Syracuse.edu, horizontal lines have slope of 0. They even help it out here by putting 0 in parentheses, so you get the gist. Number 2, horizontal lines are derived from where? The horizon. From Math Open Reference, in geometry, a horizontal line is one which runs from left to right across the page. It comes from the word horizon. Uh-oh. That's going to be a big problem, especially for you BallTARDs, because of this. You see, the Naval Academy, United States Naval Academy, they define curvature as the rate of change of slope. See this right here? Spaghettios. So it is the second derivative. Hold on, I'm almost done. So it is the second derivative of the elevation surface. United States Naval Academy.edu. So, my conclusion. How can the horizon, which has a slope of 0, have a rate of change of slope that's non-zero? That's curvature, por favor. You see, this whole thing right here is what we call in the industry this. It's a paradox, right? It violates the law of identity and the law of non-contradiction. This little thing right here. Does everyone see it now? Hopefully. So I'm taking back the horizon from the BallTARD, sorry. It's mine now. Have a nice day. That's it. Questions, comments?
Yeah, you missed the final killer, didn't you? When you was giving us a little bit of a heads up. But I like the latter bit. The definition of curvature. Yeah.
Do you like that?
Change of slope. Yes. That's the bit. That's why that makes it make sense now. Yeah. Very useful now.
It's I didn't give you that bit when I just give the spiel before, right?
You just left me with like taking away that m equals 0. Which was fine. And like I said, a little bit requires a maths geek, but you point out that curvature is the rate of change of slope. And that probably requires explanation as well. But that's the important bit. Not just the slope. Because if the Earth went down at 8 inches per mile, yeah, then it's just a slope.
Right.
A straight line that's not horizontal.
Right.
Which is one thing. Yeah. We're talking about a rate of change of slope.
Yes, this is the key part. The rate of change of. That's the key part. Yes, sir. So, the moral of the story, flat earthers, that if one of these BallTARDs in their vernacular states directly or indirectly anything towards the horizon, that's a paradox. They can't use horizon for anything whatsoever. A horizon cannot exist on a globe because globe has curvature and a rate of change of slope, whereas horizontals have no slope by definition. You see it? Hopefully. That's it. There you go. Go out and do great things. I christen
Nail
you.
in the coat.
I christen you BallTARD killers with just this. You don't need anything else. Just this. Very simple. Because just goad them into saying Horizon. It's easy. Usually you don't even have to goad them into it. They just come out. The ships go beneath the horizon. Horizon? You can't use Horizon. As a BallTARD, you can't use that. Say it. It's like Stalin using chicken wing futures. He can't do that. He's a communist. Yeah? What do we got in chat? Anything in chat, Betty? Oh, sorry, I didn't flip this over. Yeah.
Anything in chat?
See this? So, any remarks, questions, comments, concerns?
Buy a water level, somebody said.
Buy a water level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No,
Go
go
on, Flash.
ahead. Use your words.
I got a question.
No, wait a second. Go ahead, Flatsy.
I've called many a globe earthers slope earthers.
So what I call it when you use this argument, you're sloping a dope.
So this is the slope-a-dope. I got a question. Has this been brought up before, or why is it taking till October 10th, 2023, for this to be brought up? Unless this is something you brought up before that kind of got lost in the sauce, and you're bringing it back up.
I think
you reiterating this?
No. No one has, kind of formalized it the way I did. But everyone knows this intuitively, right? Yes?
Yes. But that's what I'm saying. That's why I was asking, why is it now being formally mentioned as like, go out there and take this with you guys and knock them dead?
Yep, it's just another arrow in your quiver. It's a deadly arrow too, boy. And it's quick. See, I like the simple, quick ones. Because the ballers have projectile diarrhea of the mouth. And if they say horizon, and then all you have to do is say, what's the slope of a horizon? And then ask them what curvature is. BallTARDs don't know what curvature is. None of them. I've been asking this for years. You've heard me ask. And they don't know the definition of curvature. None of them do. None of them actually ever stated the definition, the correct definition for it. So once they do that, once you state all you really need, like I said, is because everyone knows that the slope of a horizontal line is 0. Everyone knows that. So all you actually need is this from the United States Naval Academy. Now, if you need this, just type in this part. Curvature is the rate of change of slope. And then put United States Naval Academy, and it'll pull that link right up. So then you have that citation. That's all you need. It's all over then. Follow? Good.
Roger.
Mathematical check. So if I've got a slope of 0 here and a slope of 0 there, the rate of change between the slope is 0.
Yeah.
Therefore, no rate of change of slope.
Correct.
In fact, no slope.
No slope. Correct.
No slope at all to have no rate of change of slope, which means there can't be any curvature expressed if there's no rate of change of slope.
Correct.
Fucker in it.
It's all over, baby. Well, we know it's been over for a long time. There really is no debate, as everyone knows. Right? But this one, it's just what?
You're referencing the horizon, which is a horizontal, which would have a 0 rate of slope.
Yep.
Never mind a zero rate of change of slope, just a zero because it's the horizon. And if you were pretending that the horizon is the leading edge of a ball, it would be not only a slope but a rate of change of slope, wouldn't it, in the horizon?
Yes, sir.
So it wouldn't be horizontal, that horizon.
Yes, sir.
I like the rate of change of slope. I like the see. It makes it's prettier now. You got more to play with.
You like that, huh? You like that little touch there?
Yeah. You knew I weren't enamoured.
I knew it.
After that night and then this afternoon. And now I say it's got more to play with. That's the point. And if you're going to link it to the horizon.
Yeah, it is the point. It's the entire point, right? You have to have the yin and the yang. The yin is the definition of a horizontal line. The yang is the definition of curvature. And once you
exactly.
You
I didn't have the yang.
Yeah, it's
you didn't give us the yang yesterday. We only had the yin. Which is why I was working with y equals mx plus c. Yeah, trying to make that the ball killer. It's not. It's rate of change. That's the thing that slaps them.
Yes, sir. You can't have one without the other because it's a juxtaposition, is what I was trying to say.
No, but you got to understand the y equals mx plus c to give you a line of slope, but then to realise that that's not all that's required for curvature. As Flatsy was saying, I call them slope earthers. No, you got to be the rate of change of slope earthers.
Yes.
You they don't seem to understand it, so that's why I'm like, you're talking about a slope, you're not even talking about curvature. So I call them slope earthers.
Yeah, because they don't know the definition of slope or curvature. I'm sorry. They don't know the definition of curvature. So that one sort of gets them. Once that's brought up, it's all over. It's over. Now, is it pedantic? Is it slightly pedantic? Yes, but that doesn't take away the teeth. Because it's got bite.
I don't think it's pedantic. I don't even think you're reiterating. I think you're just using hyperspecificity.
Yep.
In a definitive manner. So basically, being that the globe argument was dead, right? So this right here is another case of exhuming the body, grabbing the zombie by the dusty maggot-infested collar, pointing your finger in his face, saying, "Look, if I hear another peep out of you, I'm gonna snatch the rest of the 3 ribs you got in your bony carcass, and then lay them back in the grave, put the dirt on top, and wait till another one comes up." That's basically what this is.
I can live with
seance.
that.
Resurrection of the dead. Resurrection of the dead, bringing them back from a seance, smacking them in the face, and sending them back to the great beyond.
Like I said, I can live with that. So Adam is going to be waiting for the actual arguments against this. Listen, it's going to be pretty funny. I haven't heard anyone have a comeback. None of them. Zero. The BallTARDs were speechless when I cornered them. But that's a small little portion size there. So go ahead, Adam.
I'm just saying the definitions. There's not a lot of comeback. It's going to be interesting. It's linking it to that horizontal horizon that is the useful. It's going to be the anti-flat earthers. It's going to be interesting how Rufy and the likes deal with that, because it is something you can put to them. Because it is, as it says underlined there, it's paradoxical. The definitions and what they're claiming the horizon is and how they're going to use it, it's paradoxical.
Yep.
But this thing is powerful because a lot of times I've noticed that they've kind of either implicitly misconstrued as if there's a difference between horizon and horizontal with their arguments. But horizon and horizontal go together like accident and accidental. I mean, you can't accidentally do anything unless it was an accident. And nothing can be horizontal unless is the horizon included in the horizontally. So there's no escaping about it. And this right here broke it down to the last denominator where there's no arguments.
That's exactly what Bev says. No argument. Yeah.
Bev.
I mean, that's what this. I mean, that's what this shows. No, yeah.
This shows Bev. I didn't see a picture of Bev up there.
Yeah, there's no argument here. Yeah, the horizontal, the water forms a horizontal plane. Drop from the horizontal. Yeah, no drop from the horizontal. It's hump or nothing.
It's not what we're pointing out here.
Yeah, it's the only argument that needs to be had. Yep.
This is an argument of geometry. There's no need to bring in the plane. If you're an exponent of Bev's, this is just a geometric and as I said, a definition. That's the trouble for the ballers, isn't it? Paradoxical nature of if the horizon is the leading edge of a ball, oh, it's got a slope of 0 and a rate of change of slope of 0.
It's just a geometric argument. It's very simple.
A bit like Bev, you don't. It's a very Bevy argument, actually, isn't it? You don't have to invoke. You can do what Bev does and just deny anything to do with the nature of Earth whatsoever, yeah, and just focus on the geometric paradox that you've highlighted.
You can't do it. No, you can't, because as soon as you say horizontal, that always is it's derived from the horizon, so that's on the Earth.
The baller. That's why it's tricky. That's what Bev does. They got to keep bringing it back to that. And Bev doesn't have to do that. He just keeps restating at certain points the paradoxical nature of the contradiction in the definitions. If you're going to bring it back to the Earth, I'm saying here you can use this in a very Bev-like way argument, and you don't have to go anywhere near the nature of the Earth with it. Just keep reiterating the geometric definitions. That's why it's Bevy.
I'm just glad to see you guys are putting it out there and putting the argument out there. It's not, he doesn't know water.
You're going to share it with him. You'll like this one, won't he?
Yeah.
I think.
Now, what I want to know is riddle me this.
Hey, I'm talking to No Tanks. Hey, just give me a sec. I just wanted No Tanks. Obviously, converses with him. Will you be taking this to Bev and showing it him? Do you like it?
I like it. Yeah, I think this is the argument to have. I mean, this ends the argument. There's no argument. It's over.
Yep.
Good one, isn't it? I like it. Sorry, D. Off you going, bruv.
Oh no, I was going to say. So basically, this dismisses the argument of topography and the variation of topography of the horizontal plane, right? That's why you take that to Bev.
No, well, you use this axiom to and then measure topography in the vertical. Yeah. In reality, that's what we do. Yeah. I mean, don't take it to Bev. This is a great argument that this is the only argument that you should have. Just like on the previous show, somebody was arguing like, why do they just come day after day with this feast of nonsense, right? They know that you can end the argument right here, but they just want to have fun. They just want to argue.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Now, riddle me this. I have a question. Is the femur bone horizontal?
Depends which way you stand up or laying down.
Is that all we got? Is femur bone?
Well, I'd say
Clarity, and
something.
it went
but-
quiet. He's back.
Has this passed Sir Nathan Oakley yet? because I haven't heard him pass it yet.
Oh, because he didn't hang on, did he? Huey said, hang on, on a word, and then he cleared off at the end and didn't come back. So
Well,
missed
I
it.
did explain it to him briefly, but I don't think he got the gist of it. He didn't. He needs to get a grasp.
No, he needs to get his ears fixed so he could think properly.
Yeah, he did have an earache the day that I was talking about it, so he's excused.
So basically, he'll catch up later like he always does and take the credit for it all.
That's fine. I don't mind. So, housekeeping question. I haven't thought about it. I'm thinking about it right now. Can you have a horizon on a globe? Simple as that.
That's a good one because they claim on flat Earth, if Earth is flat, you would never have a horizon, right? Because there's still numpties that haven't caught up yet. So I like it. Simple as the way you just said it.
Yeah. Unless somebody's got something with a little bit more panache. Yeah. Anything? Anyone? No?
Or we could name it is the femur bone horizontal or vertical.
No, we won't do that.
I wanted to know where D was going with that.
Have you gotten to the part where whether it's an argument between a horizontal plane or a sloped line? So like, is horizontal? Are we now looking down, or is it still a tangent?
Not following you.
So when you approach like a glober, are you arguing now that it's a tangent, that you're at that it's a tangent line, a horizontal tangent on the top of a sphere, or you're looking, or that horizon is actually you're looking down?
Why would we be arguing that?
I'm not
Oh, I
arguing
don't
that.
know.
No, I'm just waiting for them to say horizon. It's not going to take long.
They'd be arguing a tangent, wouldn't they? You
Yes.
don't get a tangent to a flat surface.
Right.
You only
Yeah.
get a tangent to a curved surface. It's not any part of any flat earthers argument a tangent, is it? It's some of the anti-flat earth rhetoric you'll face.
So the question stands, can you have a horizon on a globe?
No.
Dun, dun, dun. It's over again.
It's over again. Yeah.
But you know what, Neil? Neil, it's funny you said that. As colloquially we say, put it down vertical. No, stand it up vertically. And I'm wondering if that's what they're looking at it when they try to nitpick and be pedantic about the term colloquially, horizontal versus vertical. Because people say, should I stand it up vertically or should I lay it down horizontally? Which doesn't really get into the details of no slope, zero slope. You know what I'm saying? Whether it be in a vertical position or a horizontal position. I think that's where they try to mess around with the little nitpicking the term and hijack it. What y'all think? The only reason why I'm saying that because of what Neil said. He said, I want to know whether depending if you lay down the femur bone horizontal or vertical. And I thought about it, I was like, okay, I've heard that term being used vertical and horizontal, but it doesn't really get into the details of, like you just did, breaking down what horizontal means.
Okay, so we've been discussing a horizontal line, and we've demonstrated it's zero. That slope. What would the slope of a vertical line be?
That's what I'm saying. Vertical is perpendicular to horizontal.
Would that have a slope then?
It should not.
It cannot. No, it should not. It can't be a bit naughty one day.
But you understand what I'm saying? You know what I mean, Adam. You can lay down a book horizontal. You can lay down a banana horizontally on a table, and then you can stand it up vertically. However, banana is not straight; it's curved. You know what I'm saying? How people try to hijack words and weasel their way to try to make their point.
The point of reference was what you're laying the banana to, the horizontal, okay? Not the shape of the banana. Well, no, unless it's a European Union approved banana, they're straight.
Okay.
And bananas are curved. And they got nothing to do with what your point of reference was, which is your horizontal. And that's the point. You didn't lay it on a slope, did you? You laid it on a flat. That's the point. It has zero slope. Now, they're all straight lines. You could have laid it at 45 degrees and there would have been a slope. That's not curvature. Curvature is rate of change of slope.
And
You're
a
right.
tangent
I like
is
that
and and Adam, if I'm correct, a tangent is a straight line that makes contact, right? It's a straight line, right? Okay, thank you.
So therefore, that tangent couldn't be met at a different point because of the rate of change of slope of the surface. You need a new tangent at any different point on that surface because there is it's a rate of change of slope, not just a slope. It's a curved surface.
Where's Betty? Are you still under the weather?
I'm above the weather, but slowly under the weather.
Slowly fading. What do you think about this one when I gave it to you?
Yeah, I'm thinking this is a sort of a logical, sort of an wordle definition.
Did you say Wordle?
Yes. It's sort of a Dutchification of.
Would you like to see me crush him like a worm?
Well, too funny, but I think I kind of like the old-fashioned ones where you just look and see. Sort of. But I think that people can especially the Americans can handle this one because in every language it might be sort of different, I suppose. Worded different, if you understand what I'm saying.
I'm sure it would be. Yep.
But nevertheless, I mean, yeah, it could be for you. It could be a really great trap for people.
Yeah. You're new to
But
the
how would the
argument.
housekeeping? So how would it be asked on the show? How would the housekeeping question be asked? I wasn't here.
Yeah, you
I
were.
stepped away. No,
Yes.
my mic was.
Yeah, you were here. You repeated it.
Oh, the way I repeated. Okay, yeah. All right. So, what's the story with that? What's the problem with it?
What's the story with what?
What's the problem with it? I like it.
There's no problem with it. I just stated it. Now he can take it or he can leave it. That's fine. Whatever. Yeah, good.
Hey, what time did
We'll
the show
find out
start?
tomorrow when I ask it.
What time did this show start? U.S. Eastern Time, QE.
2 p.m.
2 p.m. Okay, so it's only been an hour and a half. All right.
So, BallTARDs. How can you have a horizon on a globe tart?
They'll say, no, you're twisting it around. The only reason why there is a horizon is because we're on a globe. You dumb flat earther, you.
Yeah, that's not.
How
That's
can
not
you have
gonna.
a tangent to the horizon?
That's not gonna fly. Go ahead.
Are you
Brian?
saying the horizon's got a rate of change of slope, Neil?
Oh, wait a second. Wait. They're not going to get on. They're not. They're going to deliberately not understand that.
I'm asking you, Mr. All Earth Costantino. Are you saying on your ball, yeah, that your horizon's got a rate of change of slope? That's the response I'd expect from a baller.
Yep.
After that
Dun
question.
dun dun. They're dead once they answer that question. If they answer it correctly, it's all over.
That could
But
be
they're
a
not gonna.
heartbreaking question then.
They're
Okay.
not gonna. That's what I'm saying.
Well, then you force
Does
their
the
hand.
horizon have a rate of change of slope?
Okay, so how do you force their hand?
What the ships
Does
go
the
over?
horizon have a rate of change of slope, Neil?
Holy shit!
You ask for the question Adam just asked, and then they have to answer it.
Oh, he's not answered it, does it, Neil? Neil Ball Costantino.
Neil Ball Constantine.
I'm not the baller. I'm just saying they're gonna have
You're
to
being asked
answer
to
it.
play a baller right now. I'm asking you, Neil Ball Costantino.
Yes, it
Does the
does.
horizon have a rate of change of slope?
Yes, it does, and I'll prove it to you.
Prove it by defining what horizon means. What's the rate of change of slope
Horizon
of a
means
horizontal, Neil?
horizon. What the horizon is, or what it means.
You pick.
It's the apparent junction between the earth and the sky. A critical attribute of a horizon or a horizontal line, it has slope of 0. How about that?
Then what's blocking buildings in the distance?
Not the horizon.
Yeah, because the horizon is not Earth curve.
But you can see like the bottom half of buildings are cut off, and ships are at the
It's
bottom.
not
Are cut
up.
off.
It's not up to us. It's not up to us to do. It's not up to us to answer any of those questions. We're not making claims about what blocks them or doesn't block them.
I thought we were playing a game.
Yeah, we did, and we just got Neil Ball Costantino to say horizon's not Earth curve. So I'm cool with that, Neil Ball Costantino.
Well, that's what they're going to have to say,
Well,
right?
good,
No,
yeah.
whoa. No, hold on. They're not going to say that, though, Adam.
If you say that, then your horizon can stay horizontal, can't it?
They're going to
But
say
if
Earth
not,
curve. They're not going to say horizon.
well, if it's not, then there must be a rate of change of slope in your horizon if your horizon is Earth curve, surely.
Yeah, you can see it. That's what's blocking the bottom of buildings. Is the big hump of Earth, which
I'm
is
not talking
water.
about blockage. I'm not talking about blockage. I'm talking about rate of change of slope of a straight line.
Yeah, that's at 2 points, but in between the 2 points, it's measured from the center of the Earth elevation.
No, you don't measure elevation from the
No.
center of the earth.
There can't be 2 points if it's a straight line. They need to, if they're equidistant from the center of the Earth, then there needs to be a rate of change of the slope. If they're equidistant, don't there? Can't be
Yeah.
straight lines. There can't be one straight line there. Has to be a curve, i.e., rate of change of slope, consistent.
Well, they're going to give you 8 inches per mile squared, right?
Well, that would be a rate of change of slope. Well, it wouldn't actually, but that's not the point. Yeah, there would be applied curvature, wouldn't there? There would be a rate of change. It wouldn't be one thing. It wouldn't just be a diagonal line.
They're not going to give you any of those things. What they're going to give you is some derivative of over 6R. That's all they're going to give you because that's the only claim they can make.
It doesn't matter
The
if they
horizon
want to
is not
adjust the rate.
geometric within their own paradigm.
No.
So
They can over 6R it, Brian. All that's doing, mathematically is adjusting the rate of change. It doesn't deny a rate of change, it just adjusts it.
Yeah, I know, but that's where they'll have to go to. They'll have to go to something that is not physical, something that is optical only.
Yeah, but still to a rate that isn't zero.
Yeah,
7/6 of a rate change. Yeah, yeah. So instead of 8 inches per mile, it's 6 or whatever that works out to be when you do 7/6.
That isn't going to even be that because it's not going to be geometric. That's the point. The point I'm making is it's not going to be what they're going to come at you with won't even be geometric. So you can't even talk to them about a rate of change of slope or anything else because there's no what they're talking about is not physical.
No, you're wrong. They're going to claim that the horizon is a physical drop from the horizontal tangent
what's the
and being
rate of change?
refracted.
Hang on, Neil, hang on. I'm wrong. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm wrong. No, I think you will find if you do a bit of research that it is claimed within their paradigm that the horizon is a consistently refracted position.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
So
but
they're
of
not
an
going to
actual
talk.
position.
They're not going to talk. They're not going to talk about. They're not going to be talking about physical things. They're going to be talking about a refracted position that's based off a geometry that was never measured in physical 3D reality. And that's all they're going to talk about because they have nothing else to actually talk about.
Yeah,
That
but
is the extent to what
they calculated it.
Yeah, so it's not
No.
measured. It's not a measurement.
Brian, what you
There
just
is
said
no
there.
physical geometry for. Hang on, there is no physical geometry. That's the point.
What you just said there is fundamentally their claim. Yeah. So yeah, that is their claim. Unfortunately, there's a physical geometry that's never been measured and assumed to be at a rate of 7/6R, which is what they align things to when it might meet.
Nope. You're all off the reservations, and the key point is they. Who are they?
They're the anti-flat earthers.
Yes, that's not a Glober claim. That's an anti-flat earther claim. And another point, somebody said elevation was the distance to the center of the earth. From the BallTARD's alma mater wiki, elevation is not to be confused with the distance from the center of the earth.
I have to disagree with you there, Kiwi, because I'd have to disagree with you there because even Metabunk show a consistent over 6 or 7/6R. So even Metabunk is constantly referencing an horizon that is not geometric.
Yeah, but they're anti-flat earthers.
8 inches per mile squared is, which is the mainstream rhetoric. So when all the normies told what's the rate of curvature, when we come into this, the first thing we're all dealing with, because that's the mainstream rhetoric, is 8 inches per mile squared. Now, you might go into it. I think the only place you really hear this is from people like Rufy, from people like Metabunk after they became anti-flat earthers. He didn't do it at first. His first Metabunk calculator had none of that nonsense in. It's only later, when they need to make it flatter, engage with anti-flat earthers, that all these considerations come into their calculators.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I understand that. And I do remember them constantly adding things. He even took away the bulge at one point. But the point I'm making is, in present day globology, they must claim, I know you'd laugh at that. I thought you'd laugh
globology.
At that. In present day globology, they must claim, their claims can only revolve around non-geometric, optical only things. So they're constantly talking about things that are not physical 3D things that are measured and can be measured. They're only ever talking about, within their claims, they're only ever talking about optical phenomena because the Earth is a flat plane. So the only way for them to describe that in their paradigm is that their globe is constantly refracted, which means they have no geometry. That's the point. There isn't any globe. It doesn't exist in physical measurement.
Yeah,
not there.
Yeah, but that's not globology. That's anti-flat earthology, because I put the picture of the black swan up here, and you're saying that they're saying are saying that the horizon is refracted. Now, number one, they don't know what refraction means. But besides that point, let's stay within their paradigm. And let's see if that holds any water in the Glober's paradigm. Because there's 5 effects of refraction, right? I will give them to you from their alma mater wiki. They are citing Andrew Thomas Young. While mirages are the best known atmospheric refraction phenomena, looming and similar refraction do not produce mirages. So here's the 5. Mirages show an extra image or images of the mirage object, while looming, towering, stooping, and sinking do not. So you see, they gave the 5 effects of refraction in their paradigm right there. Now, we're looking at the black swan. You could picture it. I didn't share it. You guys know what it looks like, right? So if their statement is that the horizon is refracted, which is a tear-jerking belly laugher, so let's go through each of them. So is the horizon, I did this on the initial black swan presentation. If you go back and look at it, you'll see it there. Mirage. So what is a mirage? A mirage shows an extra image or images of the object. So, in the black swan photo that everyone's looking at in live stream, in the black swan, is the horizon mirage? That is there extra horizons or horizons in this black swan photo? Nope. That's non sequitur. So, towering and stooping. Change the apparent shape of the object itself. With towering, objects appear stretched. With stooping, objects seem to be shortened. Is the horizon changing shape in the black swan photo? I.e., is the horizon stretched or shortened in this photo?
Is the horizon an object?
That's not answering my question.
No, if it's not an object, then it doesn't fit the definition. It's objects that
you're jumping ahead. So it's a category error. We'll get there. So we've taken care of mirages, towering, and stooping. Only a couple left. Sinking. From Humphreys, William Jackson, Physics of the Air. Sinking is the opposite of looming. In sinking, stationary objects, shout out to Adam, that are normally seen above the horizon appear to be lowered, or may even disappear below the horizon. So my question here is the horizon lowered or disappeared below the horizon in the black swan photo?
They've ruined it now. So the effect in this case is described in respect to
Adam!
the horizon.
You're right. Shut up.
Oh, that's a rumpus. You rumpus, you.
Shut up, Adam. So we only got one left. It's their favorite one. I saved it for last. Looming. From Andrew Thomas Young, San Diego State University. Looming. The appearance above the horizon of a distant object, shout out to Adam, that would normally be hidden below it. Is the horizon appearing above the horizon in the black swan photo? Nope. Non sequitur fallacy. You feeling it, Brian? Yes?
There's a really important, and shout out to Dr. John D. All of those, forget the little nuances we were making up there, which are really important, but ballers will try to twist. In all of these effects, to emulate them, to make them, there's a requirement, a fundamental requirement, whether it's looming, Fata Morganas, all of those things. There is the fundamental requirement is a direct line of sight between the observer and the actual object. If there's not a direct line of sight, then the object can't be misplaced because it can't be seen. If you can't see something, you can't misplace it. These are very fundamentals of optics. Yeah, you can't see over a hill and down the other side. It's not. None of these effects relate to that. And all of these effects that are described, it's fundamental in the way in which it's just described that you have a direct line of sight. Without it, you can't see it, whether it's where it should be or where it is seen, i.e. upside down in some cases. Unless you've got that direct line of sight, none of those effects can happen anyway.
Very true. But my point was that even jumping into their paradigm, that not even taking into account that they don't understand what refraction is. We're just taking their word for it. We're jumping right into their paradigm, and it's a belly laugher because in their paradigm, it's the refracted objects that aren't refracted, by the way, that it's the objects that are the object in relation to the horizon, not the horizon itself. Get it?
Yeah, I remember saying when Black Swan came out and they tried to say it was refracted, I remember making the point that how stupid it was, number one, that they are destroying their own argument by claiming refraction because they're claiming it's not geometric, so no geometry, so no globe.
Yeah.
But the point I made as a side point at the time was that how can you refract something that's already just an optical phenomenon? How can you refract something that's already only optical? Do you know what I mean?
Good point.
It's not a physical thing that can be refracted. They haven't got the physical thing they need in the first place to claim it to be refracted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, you could take that slant on it too, yes.
That's the point with regards to coming back to what you've said. If they're going to claim, and they are claiming a physicality, yeah, to this. The horizon is the leading edge of a ball. The leading edge of a ball, it should have a slope, shouldn't it? This ball's slopey. Or it should have a rate of change of slope. I apologize.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there you go. Flat Earthers, it's all over. You could have some fun with that little delving into what their paradigm actually says. See, they don't even know their own paradigm. Of course, we all know that, but they don't know what refraction is. But more importantly, in their own paradigm, it doesn't even make sense to their conclusion, is what we're trying to tell you.
Haven't we inadvertently been asking them for this horizon on a ball? I'm just thinking.
Haven't we been asking them for the horizon on a ball inadvertently?
Inadvertently.
No, I don't think so. Not to where we've come out and said it. You know what I'm saying? It may have been implied, but no one has actually come out and stated it. No one that I've heard. Not that it hasn't happened. Maybe somebody has. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard the ballers begot it. So.
Well, we're asking them for Earth curve, correct?
Yeah.
I'm not asking them for
what's
Earth
happened?
curve. When I put the Black Swan, I'm showing that the horizon in no way can be Earth curve. The complete opposite.
Right, but in a housekeeping... Sorry.
I wouldn't ask them for something that's I know isn't showable. Yeah. When you cite the Black Swan, you're demonstrating that the horizon isn't Earth curve. It's a point of optical dissolution.
Yes, I got it. But we still have been asking them for proof of this magical spinning water ball, correct?
Or any bit of proof would be, whether that's anything, Neil. You know, that's the housekeeping questions, isn't it?
Right. So, but
Thing is, Neil,
when the argument first started, there was and even today people say still no curvature. Even chocolate says it. Anybody find curvature yet? So I think we inadvertently been asking them to demonstrate to us how there can be an horizon on a sphere.
Curvature of what, you know? And that's the question. Isn't that any measures of axial rotation, any measurements of curvature?
Well,
Neo, your mic.
right now.
Neo, your mic
Yeah,
is a
yeah.
train wreck. Yeah, it's bad.
I wish he'd fix that damn thing.
He's traveling. He's probably going underneath a bridge or a tunnel or something.
Suddenly
in a
got
tunnel.
throat cancer. He sounded terrible.
Was that
Hey,
me?
you're back. Say it again.
Space traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's just. I was just pointing out that it's kind of a ridiculous question when you understand what you know. So that it's kind of any measurement of curvature. Curvature of what? Curvature of the horizontal plane that we measure, and that everybody agrees to is forms a horizontal plane of the water. Well, how could that be curving? How can horizontal be curving at all ever?
It can't. We just pointed that out today. You can't have it.
Oh, right, yeah.
Or you're going to have to change the name of horizontal. You're going to have to redefine. That's what I said earlier. You're going to have to redefine horizon, i.e., and horizontal, or you're going to have to redefine what curvature is. That's the only way out.
One of them's got to go.
I'm thinking, nah, they ain't gonna be able to do that. They can't do that. You can't redefine those phrases and words. You can't do it.
Well, you could go to prove it, right? Like this was like a couple months ago, but I think I asked you, can you prove in reality? What do you have to prove horizontal in reality? And you had said back, it's an axiom. You don't need to prove it. Well, what can you establish to prove horizontal?
Well, you don't need to prove it. It's self-evident because horizontals come from the horizon, and they all have slope of 0.
Yeah, that's what you said. It's self-evident. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Horizontal's a definition. Anybody that needs that explaining isn't worth conversing with, are they?
Well, if it was just that
fundamentally
easy,
retarded, aren't they?
Yes.
And if you get to that point of conversation, define horizontal, then I think you've won in terms of any debate you're having, aren't you? And if not, then set them up a remedial class as quick as you can. But don't carry on conversing with these kind of people because they don't know what horizontal is, for fuck's sakes. Yeah.
yeah, if it was just that easy, right? Like everybody I've ever talked to would be on board with you guys, right? Because that's my first argument to them. You've been to a lake, you've seen water, right? Forms a horizontal plane. How can a horizontal plane be dropping? How many? That's the first argument, right? But if it was just that easy, as saying, hey, do you know what horizontal is? And then they say, yeah.
And
say, well,
that's the
there we go.
nuance, isn't it? That's the nuance. The baller's going to say you say it forms horizontal, but they're going to say it's not horizontal, yeah, because it's on a ball. And at no point is the definition of horizontal in doubt, because for it to be horizontal, it can't be conforming to a ball. Ballers recognise that, but we just perceive it optically as a horizontal to them. At no point is the definition of horizontal a question. That's what I'm saying. If you get to the point that they're arguing that, they've lost.
No, the definition, fine, right, but it being self-evident, right? So then, what are you going to establish in reality to show that you can have horizontal in reality?
The horizon.
Well, it's like circular.
It's not circular at all. It's derived from the horizon. All horizontals are derived from the horizon. It's not circular.
I could put a shelf up
Oh, God.
in front of the horizon and look at them both. Couldn't put a water level up in front of the horizon. That wouldn't work. I'll have to take perspective into account. You get the point. If you're arguing horizontal, right, genuinely, then you know you've won, don't you?
Yes.
And I always win, I guess, because that's all I argue.
Well, there you go, because you know what horizontal is. How are you going to lose that unless you suddenly become fundamentally retarded and think that horizontal is different from the center of a sphere?
Yeah, this isn't rocket surgery, man.
This brain science.
Yeah, it's all over. It's been all over for quite a while now, but we're just like Steve Rose said, you dig them back up again, and then you grab them by their 3 ribs they got, and you break a couple more off, and then you rebury them, and then move on. That was a good scenario.
No Tanks used it earlier. What is nice is it's using axioms. So I know words a bit fruity, but it is using axioms that they have to accept. That's what we're talking about. What does horizontal mean? And the only way to attack this argument is to regress the argument to have to ask for the definition and redefinition, I should say, of horizontal. The only way out of that argument when you ask for the rate of change of slope of the horizon. It's naughty.
It's naughty. Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's naughty because it is. But that's why I laughed halfway through saying it. It's just such a paradoxical nonsense.
Yes.
You do require a rate of change of slope of the horizon if you think you live on a ball and you reify the horizon as the leading edge of that so-called ball.
Listen to what you just said. That you would need a rate of change of slope for a horizon that has a slope of 0.
Messy, isn't it?
It's all over, man. It's just that simple. I hope it helps you guys out there. If you're, that you can also use this with your average Joe Snuffy, right?
Or bread maker.
Or I thought you had gone.
Yeah, I just wanted to say to guys that I'm gonna go. I thought I'd go
Back above deck.
What?
Back above deck. You're no longer under the weather.
I am now sort of getting under the weather. Getting
You're on the
tired.
poop deck.
I'm tired. I'm going below decks to get the sleep.
Fair enough, Betty.
Right.
I'll catch up with you, okay? I hope you feel
Yo.
better.
Thanks.
Yeah, get well soon, babe. Yeah.
Yo, thank you, Adam.
And you know,
Yeah.
feminist power, Betty. Feminist power.
Hi, Betty.
Just a compliment.
I tell you what, Betty, there was a thing. I need to take it. Whilst I don't feel the need to say thank you, right, you know, when you get food, which is one of the main things that my wife does beyond a belief for our family, still say thank you every time I have a nice meal. I don't say thank you for a shirt. You know, when I've had a meal, and I went down there and filled up my wine, and I said, "Oh, thanks for the tea, lovely."
Yeah. Well, say
That
thank
suffice.
you a little more, right?
You want more?
Yeah. No. What does it hurt you to say that you are thankful for something?
He did.
I didn't say it hurt. I said it was natural. I didn't even think about it, but
Yeah,
because
well,
of eating it,
think
and
about
I
it
just
maybe supernatural.
it might have just been pure guilt because you'd raised it, and I felt the need. No, but genuinely, that's the one thing when she does do things for us. You know, food. When you food, you go, "Oh, thank you, it's beautiful." You know what I mean?
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Ironing, washing up the pots. No, you don't get platitudes for that. But actually, women get more platitudes than men, you see, for the jobs they do. Every time you feed us, we're like, oh, so good. Oh,
No, that's not
nobody
true.
comes home to me and go, oh, Ad, you're so
If
good.
it's
You
not
worked so
good, you will
hard. You looked after so many patients.
Sweetheart, every woman is very appreciative if a man fixes something. And everybody else is also praising them for it to be fixed. Oh, you did a great job. Oh, you painted that.
No,
Great.
no,
Oh, you
Betty.
did lay the tiles in the garden. Oh, wow. You made a
You know,
terrace. Oh, wow. But you did good, man. And then you having nice
No,
clothes on, that's not never being appreciated.
no,
women are
Betty.
like anti-Scotties. You know, in Star
You
Trek.
know, you
And
know what? Let me give you an example, Adam.
Oh, brother.
I
Go on, then.
helped my ex-boyfriend back in the day with laying tiles on a terrace, right? So I hold these big 40 by 40 centimeter tiles towards him, and he just had to lay them down on the ground, right? And you know, everybody was praising him for fixing the tiles, and I was the one carrying them. How about that?
Betty, were the tiles level?
They had zero slope.
Excellent. Brilliant. Touche.
Yeah, well, you
Well,
can't
I
tell
mean,
me
Betty,
that I
Betty,
have
Betty,
no humor.
Betty,
That's
you
brilliant.
you
That
can't
was
hold it, you can't hold it against your ex that everybody else complimented him, assuming that he did it by himself, even though he should have said, "Hey, don't just thank me. Thank my assistant, my beautiful girl here. She helped with the labor, you know." But there are even video shorts where they show guys that like mop the floor or clean up the kitchen, and they're like little dogs waiting for when the wife comes home or the wife comes into the room and looks at it, and he's waiting for her. So he goes, "Hey, honey, I mopped the floor. I did the dishes," and then
Yeah.
she looks at him like, "Big deal," and he's like, then she realized, he goes, "Oh," and then they over exaggerate her appreciation by having her doing backflips and doing jumping jacks. Because technically, y'all do that to us. We don't get, for the little extra things. It's like we're expected to do it almost. You know.
Heroes. What do you
Yeah.
do for a job?
What do I do for my job? I work with a retina vitreous. Well, I don't work with a retina vitreous anymore. Next week, I'll be working for a big practice, working for
Okay.
an ophthalmologist. But what do I
Does
do
your
at
wife
home?
ever go to you? I've covered that. Don't worry about this Tuesday. I've got that shift for you.
No, we're not talking about what we do in our jobs. We're talking about at home. Aren't we talking about it at home?
I was trying
Cooking.
to be positive and make out that actually some of us actually do congratulate our partners on things that are kind of our roles in our family. We all just do.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I was just pointing out there that actually the one thing that my wife does is she makes food. Yeah. She doesn't just like do half a job. She looks after us, and all the time, whenever we have, even tonight when I've just been given, I mean, it was really cheeky, Mexican flavored. She was using leftovers, Mexican flavored pulled pork sandwich. It was so good. Yeah, you can't buy that level of effort. And I was just saying, whenever my wife cooks, actually, all the family congratulate her and thank her for it. A, it's good, and B, thank you for doing it. I don't think women are necessarily. Depends on the home, is what I'd say, Betty. Depends on the home.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
Well,
because I always thank my wife. Thanks, baby, and my children do too. We always thank her.
you have these sort of situations. I remember one day when the dog barfed on the floor, right? And everybody would step over it, and then my mom would, for example, say, "Okay, why don't you clean this up?" Right? Well, you saw it, right? That's something that happens every time with men. They don't see stuff, and they
No,
expect
Betty.
things to be cleaned.
I got
Betty, I'm constantly
Just do
cleaning.
it.
I got a good one before
I'm
you go.
constantly cleaning.
I got a good one before you go, Brian. Sorry. Divergent Droid said, "My wife treats me like a god. Well, she feeds me burnt offerings. Let's put it that way."
Yeah, very good.
Sorry. That's a good one.
That's why I
It
had to
comes down,
interrupt you,
Betty.
Brian. Brian, go ahead.
Sorry, I kind of stepped on the end of that as well. Sorry. No, but it comes down, Betty, I think, to how you're raised. From when I was a young child, I've had to clean. I've had to do stuff around the house all the time. And I still do up to this point. When you were talking earlier on, I was doing washing, laundry, and I just swept the floor before that. But I also do stuff outside. So doing stuff outside the house and inside the house. So I've always been that way, regardless of who I lived with. And I've always been appreciative of anything that anyone does for me. So if someone cooks me something, I'm appreciative of it. If someone cleans something for me, I'm appreciative of it. I'm always appreciative. So it comes down to how you're raised. So I've been raised to always clean up after yourself. No matter what it is, I have to do it. I've always been that way. To whatever I had to do, I had to do. So it comes down to how someone's raised. If someone's raised in a house where all the females do all these jobs and all the males go off and do all these other jobs, then there's always going to be a situation where that male will always pre-assume that the washing up will always be done or the floor cleaning will always be done by the woman in the house. Do you know what I mean?
Good point.
Whereas
Not in my house. I clean up in my house just as much.
Yeah, I clean up. I've always done it since I was a kid. So I've always had to do it. I had to work with my father. I also had to do work in the house, cleaning in the house. And so it was always.
You're never gonna guess why I started being a neat freak. Because when you grow up in a Roman Catholic family, when you make your confirmation, you get a lot of money. So they instituted a new law in the school I was attending that unless you did 80 hours of community work or service, you were not making your communion. That meant I was not making at least $500. So I started vacuuming for my mom. And then I liked the way it looked. I said, wow, this looks clean. And I became a neat freak. All from the Roman Catholic upbringing.
Hey, Neil, tell him them vacuum strokes in that rug, that'll make you addicted, boy.
Yeah, it looked clean. I started appreciating it. And then one thing led to another. And then I became Felix Unger.
Nice little diversion, Adam. Betty was leaving, so you had to bring up her feminism again to get this going yet again.
Yeah, but now I've not lost my Betty, have I? Still got Betty.
Yeah, still got Betty.
Oh man, you got me all riled up again.
I just genuinely, the reason I'm being a little provocative with it is, as I said, then I think it depends on the family. I don't know these families that last, yeah, that behave like that. There isn't a misogynistic approach. We've all got to do it. When Brian alludes to my childhood, my mum had to work, right? So I make sure, I've done my best to make sure that my wife doesn't, for the benefit of my kids, because there's nothing better. Yeah, my grandma brought me up, and I wanted my wife. So when I got a job, the most important expenditure was to free up my wife to bring up my kids. Yeah, and there wasn't a better person in the world to bring up my kids. I probably could have done it cheaper and earned her money, her have a job and us farm the kids out. But we were a family, and the important thing was we were bringing up those kids. So I say when we share roles, and that's the most important thing is to me. And it's not to say men aren't dicks, Betty, yeah, but I genuinely don't see that most men, and certainly in good families, strong families, and I think there's a number in here. Neil might clean, you know what I mean, but don't do it. You do it because you love your wife. I loaded the dishwasher the other day. Yeah. And
Hold on. Wait a second.
That is a rarity. But you don't do it.
Wait a minute.
You
Adam.
loaded the dishwasher the other day? I
And you
do it
expect a pat
every
on the
day.
back?
It was a week.
Do
It was
it
more than a
every
week
day.
ago. No, it was a lot more than a week ago when I did it. It's always done. I have this thing, right? I take my socks off at night and my pants, and they're on the floor. Right? And when I wake up, they've gone. There's a theory that takes them.
No, because you don't bring them where they're supposed to go.
They go on the floor. I've just taken them off.
They don't. They go in the hamper.
Yes,
That's what
exactly.
the fairies do, Neil.
What?
When you're asleep at night, yeah,
Huh.
it just happens.
Adam, you're a pharmacist, right?
Oh,
I do
brother.
know the reality of this. The point is, I'm saying there's a million things my wife does for me. Million things. Yeah. And if I could do more for her, I always will. And that's what's important, not looking at it and going, I deserve gratitude for this. You should shout me out for this. Boom.
What if
Hey,
your
We were
wife?
talking,
Wait a
Betty
Adam,
was
minute.
Adam,
talking,
Adam.
and
Adam,
the initial point I
Adam,
raised was to say, actually, as
Adam.
in a family, the
You,
mum gets shouted out more because she provides the food
you.
and
See, you don't even hear a
everybody thanks her
woman.
for
Let's
that.
let alone listen to one.
And but I've got you back. Now you.
Hello. Yo.
Yeah.
What if you
I
ever,
hear you,
not
Betty. We hear
ever,
you, Betty.
what if you not ever are being appreciated for the jobs you did in and around the house? What if your wife would never say, "Hey, Adam, good job,"
He would be like me.
which is?
Yeah, I never get anything. I never get it said. It's just done. I never get, hey, well done. Hey,
And that's why you have that character, Neil.
Well,
it's just that's the way it is.
That's surprising because my wife, she credits me when I did the backsplash, when I did the cabinets, I refaced the cabinets, everything. When I do things, put up
Oh,
a
that's a
change.
different story. You're talking about construction work?
No, not main construction work like you do, but I'm saying though, if I need to switch out a light fixture from a light fixture to a ceiling fan, like I put one in my bathroom, one of
That's
them
different.
hydro, you know what I'm saying? I do things like that, like paint the deck. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't get on the roof. I don't mess around with the roofs. I
Oh
hire my
yeah,
boy
you're gonna
done.
thanks for that, yeah. But regular
Yeah.
household stuff,
Oh,
that's not a
no.
thank you, and that it's not intent. I don't expect it.
I don't expect it, but I do get it. Like if my wife recognized that I vacuum, she could tell by those strokes I told you that makes you addicted to vacuuming. Those little waves, you know, she'll say, "Baby, thanks for cleaning up. It smells good in here." She'll say that.
You guys are better
That's
than
because
me.
they're not your jobs.
But you guys are better than me because I will go fishing for compliments. I'll be throwing my line out there like, "Hey, you gonna compliment me?"
Yeah, because we never
That's
get
how
it.
the guy did in the video. That's how the guys do in the video. That's what's funny about the video. They fish for the compliment. Yeah.
I remember there was a video about a man and he was in the house and the woman was folding laundry and stuff and he would get the underneath thing because he needed a towel or something and the whole pile would fall down and he would do such things and then she came into his car and then she sort of messed around in his car and he would say, "Hey, what the?"
Uh-oh.
Because his car is like sacred, right? It's precious, it's thing, and if anything is being eaten there, it would be, oh, that's clean, that. And now he would see basically how he would behave in the house. I like these
Oh,
sort of videos.
hold
Right,
up,
very good.
hold up.
It's
So
awareness to men.
the washing pile and the house is the woman's domain, like the man's car is.
Yeah,
See, this is where we're getting to.
yeah. So then she will make a mess in the car, and he will make a mess in the house.
Why, he don't clean his own mess?
The thing was with the whole idea was that she was just folding the laundry and he would make a mess of it already even before went into
Do
the
you mean
closet.
make a mess of it? Do you
Yes, he
mean not
did.
do it?
You didn't see
No,
the video.
no. This is woman. This is woman. This is
Oh,
where
what the
women are,
hell?
right?
What
It's
now?
not make a mess of it. It's not do it exactly how I want it done in my
No,
house.
no.
It is.
What if
Wait,
I
was
would
he looking for
intervene?
clothes, Betty?
Wait a minute. What if I intervened you with your chores? So for example, you would make a wooden frame for something and I would interfere and get some nails into some point
What
that you
you
didn't
mean?
want
If
them.
you
And you would say, "Hey, don't mess up my work," right? And you would
what?
mess
So
up
if
a woman's work.
Betty, I'm confused. So you saying your
Of course you're
oppositional
confused. I
statement
know
to
you're
me
confused.
saying that's my work, don't get involved in it, don't do it the wrong way, is to cite a man saying to a woman, that's my work, don't do it, don't get involved.
It is about
So
the job
that's
that
the
she
woman
did and
claiming that
he
that's her
messing it
work
up
then.
while she's doing it. How difficult is that?
Was he
So
trying
the
to
woman
help?
is by definition then the woman's saying I am the arbiter of the standards for this mechanism in the house because
No, the
this is
fact
my
is,
role.
if you,
I mean,
Forchat,
if
you
you're going to
are.
help,
Let me make an example. Another example. You are cleaning up the kitchen, right? And she would come in with dirty feet in the kitchen. What would you say?
evening, love.
Yeah, sure.
Say,
And you
what are you
would be
doing? I'm mopping
keep
the
on
floor.
cleaning, right?
Why would I say
Exactly,
that,
Neil.
Neil? Why would I
Exactly,
say that?
Neil.
It's her house. It's her house. If she wants to come in with dirty feet in her
As
house,
you're
it's
mopping,
up to her. She's earned the
as you're
right. It's her
mopping,
house.
Adam, as you're
Adam,
mopping the floor, because that's a violation even in prison.
Yeah.
No, not the dirty
There you
feet.
go.
That's not the no, no. There's no violation of coming in with dirty feet. What the violation is standing on the floor while it's still wet, leaving a stain. That's the violation.
There
when
you
mop the
go,
floor.
Adam. You got
With
it.
dirty feet. With dirty feet.
No, the dirt doesn't matter. You can have clean feet. If you stand on the water, you ungrateful bastard, you. Know the
Adam, have you
rules.
been drinking?
Well, I didn't assume you were standing on
Yeah.
dry ground when somebody was mopping.
It's not the dirt that's the problem, is it? It's the fact that you've stood on the wet water.
Exactly, Adam. You got it.
Thank you.
Then
Adam,
don't get a towel from the just folded pile and mess it up. It's the same thing.
Yeah, you see, you pull one up, the big one from the bottom, and then
Yes,
you're in trouble, aren't you?
exactly. Yeah, well,
Try
ask
yourself with
them.
the hand towel.
But
If
why,
that's-
Betty?
ask-
Why was the big one put in the bottom when she knows he's going to need the big one?
Sweetheart, there might be piles of towels in the closet and he doesn't want to get them there.
You know, I fold all the towels in my house. I'm a
Oh,
master
God
towel
gracious.
folder.
Oh, brother.
You don't get a clean towel to clean up
I'm
a
the best
doggy.
at it. I
Get a
am.
This
doggy
is
towel.
a bad conversation. You guys, I want to slap you one.
I'm serious, though. I'm the master
Yeah,
towel
I'm serious
folder.
too.
Oh, Neil, she's just getting in. Where are you going to slap me?
Okay, this is
How many have you
officially
had, Adam?
it's officially gone off the rails. Betty, Betty, take us home.
Where are you going to slap me?
I'm gonna slap you one, all of you. And think of your wives and the work that they're doing, and they will love you more for it and will compliment you on your work. That's my end talk.
Thank you, Betty. Yeah, we're going to end this, folks, because we're going down another trail. Hopefully you got a lot out of this. Not the beginning part or the end part, but the middle part. It's just a deadly decapitation. Like I said, sounds slightly pedantic, but boy, listen up, baby. It's got teeth. Take that home with you. All right. Anything else? Anything else out there in YouTube land? We got BALLBUSTERS this Saturday. There's going to be a special presentation. I think Adam and Brian is going to be presenting on it. So stay tuned for that. That's at 2 p.m. U.S. Central and 8 p.m. UK. Been QE, and I'm out, folks. Later.
There is no triangulation in celestial navigation, so it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation, so it is actually triangulation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation to the GP. So you can draw it on your chart, draw a line there, and then you do it for all three, and you get your intersection. So it is actually triangulation. There is no triangulation in celestial navigation.
With celestial navigation using a sextant, we're not triangulating.
So it is actually triangulation.
Are you serious? Are you
The double-speaking McBooger-eating BallTARD bum sniffer wouldn't know what the sextant or celestial navigation were if they climbed up his arse and started kicking footballs wrapped in concertina wire.
Just when I think you couldn't possibly be any dumber, you go and do something like this. And totally redeem yourself!
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
What the hell did you just say?
I think the sun is a physical object, and I think it is solid enough.
Say what?
Yes, a gas giant bounces radar.
How in the world can a
Gas giant
be
solid enough? So yeah, I don't know you
dumbass cracker.
So yeah, I was being a hyper. I was that was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
Hyperbole. Hyperbole.
That was a hyperbole.
You are so dumb. Damn.